And we are live on Twitter, man. I really held that breath in there, Nick Earnshaw. I really held it in there,
It
but
like
I
paused.
am a
It
warrior.
paused. It
Yeah, it's
paused for
what
a
it does. That's
second
what
when it told us
StreamYard
to go
does.
live. Yeah,
It's all right.
it's all right.
StreamYard just keeping us on our toes. That's all. We just gotta be patient. We gotta wait for it to start. But here we are, Nick Earnshaw. The shift is back. It's my fault. I was sick, for
It's all right.
for
We've
a
both
week.
been sick since we started
Uh,
this show. I missed Matt Musco. I missed his interview because I was bedridden. You were bedridden this past week, so it's okay.
yeah.
It's all right. We're back. We're healthy,
Right. We
healthy-ish.
both get one sick day. We
Yeah,
both
one
get
sick day.
one sick
No
day.
PTO, huh?
So
No, no,
right.
no
No.
PTO.
Yeah, but I'll and just a little insight for some of our listeners out there. At work, we both work with the wonderful Sean Bell. And remember, you did the crossover with me at work, right?
Yeah,
Remember, we
yeah,
did the shift crossover, the quote unquote shift crossover,
yeah.
and Sean was giving you crap for being sick. And this time, of course, over the weekend when I was working with Sean, he gave me crap for being sick too. I was like, yeah, we haven't done it lately. He's like, Sean's always great. He lets us plug
Yeah,
our show.
it does.
And he was like, oh, what is with you guys being sick? You gotta fake it. I'm like, no, not if you can't get out of bed. It's
Can't
it's
move.
different.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't want to go into what I had, but like I mean,
Right.
near the toilet the entire time. I can't lie. Like 2 days. It's
No.
brutal.
I know. Look, cut some slack. When you're sick, you're sick. You got to take care of your body. If you can't, you don't want to push yourself to die. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and
Like
you and
I love the shift.
yeah,
You know what I'm
you and I
saying? But
don't call out often. Like it's
we
got to be
don't.
pretty bad. It's got to be pretty
Exactly.
bad.
Right. Thank you. I missed a wedding, Nick. I missed a wedding.
Oh,
A week and a half
yeah,
ago now.
yeah.
I missed the shift. More importantly, just kidding. I love Connor. Shout out to Connor Barkon, getting married. KYW News
Shout out.
Radio legend. Shout out to Connor, but congrats on the wedding. But I missed that and I missed the shift. It
It's a lot,
stinks.
man. Well, I'm
So
glad you're feeling better. You're
we're back.
back here. You seem like you're more enthused now. You got your old self. Oh
Raise the
no.
roof, baby. Raise the roof. We're back.
No,
We
you're
are
gonna be
back.
going. You're going to a different raising the roof.
All right,
Different raising
I'm
the roof.
raising my arms, raising my legs for the
Good
spin
lord.
kick. Right, let's not get
Oh.
into that though. Nick, you know, you hear the news about Jacob deGrom. Let's just get right into it. This is our open. We have to just because of the news. You feel for deGrom. This is at least me, Nick. I'll say my piece here, and then I'll let you kind of, I want to hear how you kind of responded when you saw the news. But when I got the notification that deGrom gets Tommy John, for me, it was more like, of course, like deGrom. It wasn't really like any like feeling of, not that I didn't feel bad for him, but it was more of just like, oh yeah, the Rangers got what coming to them. Like that's what they get for giving a guy a 5-year, however much it was for deGrom, paying him all that money for a guy that hasn't really
185.
been able to
185.
185, right?
Yep.
So 185 to a guy that hasn't been able to really stay on the field since his unbelievable start to his 2021 year. But then this morning, I saw the video of the interview he did, where he was extremely emotional. And how can you not feel for the guy after that? As Phillies fans, Nick, like, yeah, we didn't like deGrom because he was just so good. But as a baseball fan, you got to respect him, and even now more. There's been this growing narrative that deGrom only cares about the money. That's why he went to Texas, and really that narrative really came mostly from Mets fans. And I get it. You lose your best pitcher since freaking Tom Seaver. So I get it. I get it. But seeing that, it was really tough to see for deGrom being emotional and crying. Like I've never really seen Jacob deGrom like that. So that was really telling, Nick. And the guy's not going to be back till probably 2025. Like it sucks. It sucks. I think Chris Young might have said end of next season, but it's probably going to be till 2025. So this sucks, Nick.
Yeah, you got to feel for the guy, right? I mean, the guy just gets hurt every single year, and I'm kind of with you in a sense of like, was it really shocking? No, I mean, it was kind of expected, right? I mean, the guy is very, very injury prone, unfortunately. But you know, you still got to feel for a guy. I mean, the guy's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Got incredible stuff, and you know, he just can't seem to stay on the field. Over the we were talking before the show. I mean, just going back the past few seasons. I mean, only 6 games started this year, 11 last year, 15 the year before that, and then 12 in 2020 when it was the COVID year. So he hasn't really pitched a ton over the past couple of seasons, and you know, for him to be a free agent this past off season, go and get that big money. I can't blame him for going to take a big contract, even though he
Mhm.
hasn't played a ton over the past few seasons. I mean, he's securing himself, right? He's got to think about himself as well. He goes, secures the bag in Texas. This is a chance the Rangers took. I mean, they knew the injury history here with Jacob deGrom, and unfortunately, it's continued to plague him. And he barely got off to a start this year without getting hurt and having a huge injury, and now going into Tommy John surgery. I mean, it's a year-long injury. He's going to be out. I don't think he's going to pull a Bryce Harper because he is a pitcher.
Yeah,
This is
right.
what pitchers
It's
you
different.
typically get when they get hurt. So yeah, how can you not feel for the guy? The guy's one of the best pitchers in baseball. The game is better when he is on the mound, and for him not to be on the mound this year again, pretty much for an entire season, it stinks for the game. It stinks for the Rangers. They you know, it's a lot of money they put into him and into his contract that they committed, and you know, he's going to be out for the year. But got very frustrating, especially since he's getting up there in age. He's like what? He's gonna be what?
30,
How
is he
how old?
35 now?
I
I'm trying to think.
think
He's
he's
34. He's gonna be 35
34,
in
right?
12
Yeah.
days, actually.
Yeah, so his
35 in
birthday's
12
coming up.
days.
Gonna be 35,
Man.
36, 37, coming off Tommy John. I mean, we Verlander, you know, is not the rule, right?
Right.
Can DeGrom do the same thing as Verlander? Come back even stronger? It's very hard to do, especially with his injury history.
Yeah, the only thing about Verlander I'll say is I don't really has he really had injury problems like that? Like besides
No,
the Tommy John? Like
not that I
I'm
can think
looking
of.
at I mean 2007 no, because that's when he got traded to Houston. I mean, you can go back to maybe 2015. It looks like Verlander pitched 20 games that year. But then right back, he was right back at it 34, 33 33 33 starts like I said 2018, 2019 were just unbelievable years with the Astros. 34 starts. Last year 28 starts, wins a Cy Young with Houston, and now he's back in New York. He did have some injury trouble to start the year, but again, I think Verlander's just a little different. I mean, deGrom has had injury issues, and he really has struggled. Since 2021, where he was like on pace to have like a Bob Gibson type of year. He had a 108 ERA in 15 starts. I mean, the people were talking about him winning MVP that year possibly, and he would have deserved it had he had a Bob Gibson type of year. And it's crazy, he still ended up finishing ninth in Cy Young voting that year, only pitching 15 games. But then last year, more injury problems, 11 starts. This year, only 6 starts. He's not going to probably have any starts next year. The way this is trending, it's not looking like it's good for the rest of Jacob deGrom's career, especially Nick. Verlander, guys like Verlander, maybe even a Kershaw. I mean, Kershaw's probably in a different category because Kershaw's, I think he's like, what, 33, 30. So, I mean, I guess close. But like someone like Verlander has been able to kind of like reinvent himself a little bit because he's been able to stay healthy. And now DeGrom with the arm trouble, from 2021 until, I mean, this could be like a 4-year stretch, man,
Yeah,
of the trouble he's having. I don't know. I mean, we hope for the best, but it's going to be tough to really for him to obviously mentally regain his confidence. I mean, this is a huge haymaker. I mean, this is a knockout punch, like times 10.
yeah,
So I don't know. For someone like him, man, it's just going to be tough. I don't. This could be. I mean, we could be talking about Nick. This is what are we going to be remembering Jacob deGrom as? Because this might be
yeah.
really the start of the end for real.
Yeah. And this is I want to make this point. This is the second time he's gonna have Tommy John surgery in his career. So back when he was drafted in, I believe it was around 2010, he made a
Mm.
couple of starts in the minors. And then he got hurt, had Tommy John surgery, missed the 2011 season, came back in 2012. So this is his second time, and now he's in his mid 30s getting Tommy John. Like it's going to be very, very difficult to come back from this injury. I think he mentioned in his presser that he might want to come back before the end of next season, but like that's so far away at this point. And now we're just going off these years, like years and years and years, where he's just not on the mound. I mean, but when he is on the mound, he's the most dominant pitcher in the game. Like he's ridiculous when he's in the game. I think since 2021, he's had an ERA right around 2 when he is on the mound, when he has pitched. But it's not consistent enough. And, just going through the numbers, this guy has Hall of Fame level stuff, but did he pitch enough? You know what I mean? Like
That's
how
and Go
it's
ahead.
tough. It's tough because he's that good. Like he is that good. He's best pitcher in baseball, but the injuries
Hmm.
have plagued his career so bad, especially over the past few seasons since like that COVID year to now. I mean,
Right.
that's going to be a 4 or 5 season. That's a long stretch right there into your mid 30s. If he can have a resurgence, I hope he does because he deserves it. He's been such a good pitcher in this game for a good amount of time in those mid 2010s. But man, since the 2020 kind of season, it's gone kind of downhill because of all the issues he's had.
Yeah, and I think you might have mentioned the Hall of Fame there. Like I don't, and like that's another thing. Like
It
this
stinks.
probably closes the door shut on his Hall of Fame chances again, unless he comes back at what 37, 36, 37,
36.
and he's able to reinvent himself and he can figure out a way to stay healthy and still maybe the velo won't quite be there
Yeah.
like it was, at his peak range throwing like 101 and his sliders like 93, 94, which is ridiculous at his peak. But I just think this closes the door shut on his Hall of Fame chances too. Obviously, his peak was really like incredible. I mean, really, his peak wasn't like that long. Like,
No.
I mean, if you really look at it, his peak was what 2018, 2019,
Yeah.
2020 was the COVID year, and then 2021 he has the 15 starts, but he gets hurt.
Yep.
So yeah, man, I think this is just the unfortunately, I think this closes the door shut on Jacob deGrom's Hall of Fame chances, on him having that impact as one of the best pitchers of baseball. I just don't think it's there.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
crazy because he had the 2 straight Cy Youngs. He has the Rookie of the Year. Like the accolades
yeah,
were building for him. The ERA was there. Like it's frustrating. I would if I'm Jacob Degrom, it's very frustrating. Now, if he could put together maybe 4 to 5 really good seasons, another Cy Young maybe after this Tommy John. I don't know how likely that is, but it's
yeah,
it's reaching. Maybe he's got a shot. But yeah, it stinks for one of the game's best.
yeah. And the Rangers too, because the Rangers have been 40-20 now. So
Yeah.
I mean the Rangers. I mean Dane Dunning's been good too. I mean their rotation, but I mean who knows? Maybe down the stretch, people will be saying, "Hey, if they had Degrom." So we'll see. Astros are still in that division, still a pretty loaded division. Shall we get our plates ready, Nick? Do you have your plate ready?
I have it.
My
I'm
plate is
ready to go.
empty. My plate is empty because I know you're going to help me fill some of my plate up today because a lot of this is actually on you. But before we get to that, we're going to get to what Nick is going to help us fill up our plate with. I'm gonna help. I'll get my servings here. And Nick's gonna help me with his servings as well. A lot of this is on Nick today on the meat and potatoes. But look, I'm gonna do my best to serve up some good sides. Maybe add some veggies, some greens. All right, I'm done with that, Nick.
You know what's crazy? I had a burger today for lunch.
You
I had a
did.
burger today. So
What
I
kind
I
of
had the
burger?
meat part. You know what? I did have meat and potatoes because I had a burger and fries.
See, so you came. Is there enough for you? Are you okay? Are you getting greedy today?
I'm greedy. I'm hungry for this meat and potatoes today. I'm starving.
Give me that. All right, I'm done.
What was that?
I don't know.
What
I was
was
trying.
that?
I was thinking of hungry dogs run faster. I was thinking of hungry
That,
dogs run faster.
that wasn't a dog. That was like a
That
that
was
was
a
a
dog.
poodle.
What?
It's like a poodle.
Oh, you want to hear a dog? You want to hear dog?
I want to hear dog. How do they actually? Oh, all right, that's better. It's a little better. That's like the dog in you. Right?
Thank you.
Little poodle came out of you
Well, you know
first.
what? Let's talk about a dog, bro. Let's talk about a dog. Elly De La Cruz debuted last night. One of the more highly anticipated prospect debuts, Nick, in some recent years. Elly De La Cruz played third base last night
Yes.
for the Cincinnati Reds. Supposed to be a part of a young, bright future for Cincy. And I mean, you can't really say much more about his debut. He walks, his first at bat, his second at bat. I mean, 112 mile per hour double. I mean, the ball was at his head. That pitch that he hit, 112 out to right center. Ends up scoring a run in this game too. So I mean, really not much more you can ask for, Nick. I mean, what were your general thoughts of Elly De La Cruz? Because I was impressed. Obviously, you're more of a minor league guy and a prospect guy than I am. So I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts. What were your thoughts on Elly De La Cruz last night?
Can I just say, I am so excited for him to be up in the majors now. Oh, how can you not be? This guy, the number 4 prospect ranked on MLB.com's top 100 prospects. The guy's 6'5", 6'5", 200. Oh, I am so excited. Do you know his double last night off the bat? You know what the exit velo was? 112. 112. This guy's coming up first game in the majors. He's already hitting 112 miles an hour off the bat, off these major league pitchers. Oh, he's gonna be so dominant. He's gonna be so dominant, Francisco. Just going through some of the numbers in the minors over the past couple of years. Batted 296 in 21, 304 last year in 22. This year, batting a cool 297 in AAA. The guy has just gotten better every time he's gone up a rank. And I expect him to do the same. I think this guy's going to be a bona fide superstar. Signed out 65,000. Do you believe this? $65,000 they paid for Elly De La Cruz coming out, I believe, in the Dominican League. So in 19. So listen, he's 21 years of age. The guy has a lot of power. He can run. He can throw. Got tools. He's pretty much a 5-tool player. Great start for him last night. And listen, the Reds have a lot of good young players coming up, and Elly De La Cruz is going to be kind of that star-studded player that they do have that's going to kind of lead everything. But if you're a Reds fan, if you're a baseball fan, this guy is going to be a guy to watch. Power, speed, contact. He's going to be all of the above, and I'm excited to watch what he's going to bring in the majors.
I mean, man, I'm looking at his prospect profile right now. So his hit is and for anyone that doesn't know how the grading system goes, Nick, I'm like 99% sure you're aware of this.
Yeah.
But so basically how they do it, how they grade these attributes for prospects is it 50, I believe, is average, right? 50 is average.
He's not bad. Yep.
Yeah, so 50 is average for each tool. So his hit is a 55, his power is a 60, his run is a 70. His arm is his arm strength, or I don't know if that's arm strength, if that's his arm in general, his accuracy. Strength. I think it's his general, right? 60. I mean, my gosh. And then his fielding's a 55. So he's above average in every tool. I mean, every single tool. I mean, he is about as 5-tool as you can get. I mean, it's insane, Nick. And I mean, that was on display last night. It's really cool to see.
Can I tell you how many stolen bases he had between high A and double A last year?
I love to hear.
47.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, dude, the guy can hit.
I mean, he's 6'5".
That's what I'm saying. He's 6'5". He's a freak. The guy's a freak. Be on the lookout for him. If you have his rookie card, you're already in business. Because this guy, he's going to be kind of the face of the Reds going forward. That's what I look at when I see Elly De La Cruz, number 4 prospect in baseball, number 1 prospect for the Reds. Plays third, can play a little short as well. So listen, they're going to have a star, barring any injuries, for the next 5 to 10 years in Cincinnati. I mean, The guy is 21 years old, Francisco. He's 21. He's not coming up at 23, 24, 25. He's coming up at 21. Like, they're going to have him for a long time, and he's just going to continue to get better. Like, the fact he's been doing this at the minor league level, just absolutely dominating, running well, hitting for average. You have to be excited if you're a Reds fan. No doubt in my mind. And start of the year in AAA. I mean, how could you not bring this guy up? So I think they got a really, really good player here coming up from the minor league ranks. Top prospect, going to be a top player in Major League Baseball going forward. At least that's my projection of him.
Would you compare him to like because one player that comes to my mind, he's a little taller, but over there in Pittsburgh, O'Neal Cruz, unfortunately, I think
I've
he's
seen
out
the
for the year,
comps.
right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Yeah, but because I'm looking at his prospect profile, O'Neal Cruz, 50 hit, 60 power, 55 run, 70 arm, obviously, and his fielding's a 50. So kind of maybe a similar comp there. I mean, both lefty hitters,
Yep.
both shortstops. Elly could play some third probably. It looks like Matt McLean probably be their shortstop for the future, possibly.
Yep.
At least from what I've read. So do you like that comp? Are you with that?
Yeah.
The O'Neal?
I don't think it's a bad comp. I think Ellie's a little bit quicker. I think
Okay.
than O'Neal Cruz, but I think it's a decent comp. I mean, the size is what's really comparable, right? I mean, Ellie's
Yeah.
6'5", and what is O'Neal? He's a little taller,
6'7".
Yeah,
Like Judge.
I like the comp there. I think Ellie's going to be a really dynamic player. I mean, didn't they hit him fourth last? They hit him fourth last night. So
It's
I mean,
insane.
he's going to
What
come
the
in
heck?
right away, and they're going to put
Yeah.
him in a really good spot in the lineup to hit for some
Yeah.
power, hit for some contact. Listen, I really like Elly De La Cruz. I think you should be excited about him. He's going to hit for average. He's not. I don't think he's going to get you the home run power. Maybe that comes later on as he continues to develop. But yeah, he's gonna hit some doubles. He's gonna hit some for contact. And he's gonna be able to steal bases for you. That's gonna be fun to watch, especially now with the pitch clock. Oh man, it's gonna be cool to watch for sure.
I love how excited you get about your prospects.
Oh
I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. They're like your children.
They are, man. I love minor league baseball, man. I could sit there at a 3,000. It's so much better than going to an Oakland game, right? Because there's 3,000 people, but you're filling the stands, and
right.
at some of these games. But you have more to look forward to in minor league baseball than what you do when you have in Oakland, right? You get to watch these young players blossom in the minors. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and the last thing too is like, I think talk about like Cincy's like future. Like I think they got a bright future now, man. Right?
They have.
You got Hunter Green, you got Lodolo, who's hurt right now, but you got India, you've got Matt McLean, you've got Elly now, you've got India. I don't know if I mentioned India already, but like
you did.
And Alexis Diaz. And Alexis Diaz is already freaking nasty. So
yeah,
I think they've got a lot of pieces there in the NL Central to compete for in future years.
Yeah, listen, they have 6 prospects right now in the top 100. 6, if my math was done correctly that I counted. So, listen, they have a bright future. I believe it was it. They just had a starter come up, one of their top prospects. It was Abbott. Oh, Abbott. Yeah. So Abbott, he
did he pitch last night?
He pitched. Was it 2 nights ago, or did he pitch last night? Was it last night?
I
know he recently pitched.
No, he did not.
It was 2 nights ago, I think. Right?
Okay.
I think it was 2 nights ago. He came out, made his debut. So Andrew Abbott, left-handed pitcher, 24 years of age, came out of the University of Virginia, 2nd-round pick in 21. Got to watch. One of the top prospects in baseball, left-handed pitchers. I think he's going to be really good. Look, listen, they're going to be rebuilding for the next couple of years. They're going to have a lot of growing pains in Cincinnati, but I think some of these guys are going to pan out. Elly De La Cruz is going to be one of them. Green, another young player they have, but Abbott just making his first career start the other day. Yeah, they got some guys in Cincinnati. Maybe 2-3 years, you start looking at Cincinnati. All right, maybe these guys can start competing a little bit. Sign a couple free agents to go along with this core that they're trying to build. Yeah, I like the future for Cincinnati. Right now, going to be tough, going to be going through growing pains, but their future's coming if some of these guys pan out, and I think a couple of them will hit.
Yeah, and another thing too, like if you're a Reds fan, you gotta be excited because, like,
Yeah.
I mean, the last couple of years have not been great. I believe ownership and front office have not been very helpful, as far as being very. They haven't said they haven't really come out and said they really want to win. It's really been, from what I understand,
Yeah.
it's really been the opposite. You know, since the fans haven't really had much to hold on to, and I think this year you've got to be excited if you're a Reds fan. There's a lot to be excited about. So yeah, Cincinnati, Elly De La Cruz, man, got to be excited if you're a Reds fan, man, and especially as a baseball fan as well. So it's exciting, Nick. It's exciting.
Yeah, they have a bright future, especially with the system that they've built throughout their farm. You got to be excited if you're a Reds fan right now. Elly De La Cruz going to kind of spearhead that. He's going to put people in the seats. It's still Great American Ballpark, right? They didn't change the name on me because everywhere else
No,
gets changed.
it should be the
Every
same, right?
every other stadium, the name changes. So
I know, like, well, I forget what the Brewers ballpark. I still call it Miller Park,
yeah,
but
Miller
it's
Park.
like Great America. I forget what the hell
It's
it
like
is
the
now.
Staples. They changed the state. How do you change the Staples
I
Center?
know.
Like
Money.
that one
That's
was
why.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's why. It's still Great American Ballpark, by the way. So there you go. All right. Nick, the floor is yours. I am ready for my dessert.
All right, here we
Uh
go. Here we go. Right. So
yes.
we have a new segment. We're still workshopping the name a little bit here, but it's so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a top five type of list, but it's gonna be with a little bit of a twist, right? So I'm going to give some names of players to Francisco, and he's going to try and rank them as best he can. Now, the twist is I'm going to give him a name one by one, and he's going to have to rank them 1 through 5. So I give a name, he can put it at the 3 spot, 4 spot, wherever he wants. But then the next name, he might feel bad about putting that previous name in that spot
Mm.
because it's going to be a lot of give and take with Francisco today. So I have come up with 5 names, 5 MVPs over the past 10 years, and you're going
Mm.
to have to
I
rank
like
them.
this.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the first name I'm going to give you, and you're going to tell me where you're going to put him. Ready?
Mm.
Miguel Cabrera.
Which year?
Doesn't matter. Just five.
Okay.
I'm just
Just
giving you 5 names out of all the MVPs.
okay. So where would I rank him? Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, I
Yep.
like this. I like this. Okay, so I'm
Miguel
gonna put
Cabrera.
him. All right. I'll put him third.
You put him 3. Okay. So Miguel's
Yes.
at 3. Second name I'm throwing out there. Mookie Betts.
Mm. That was a pretty legendary year as well. Ooh, that's a toughie. I will put. Can I rearrange Miguel Cabrera,
No,
or
you
I
can't.
gotta
You
leave?
can't. No, you have to leave it.
See,
You have to
I
leave it.
like this. Screw you. Screw you. Screw you and your games. Your games, Nick Earnshaw. I'll put this is 2018 Mookie. Obviously, that was a
Yep.
pretty legendary year as well for Mookie Betts. I'd put him. Oh man, what I say? Mickey's third. I put
You
him
said
third,
Maggie's
right?
third. Yep.
All right, I'll put Mookie two.
Oh,
Two.
Mookie's going 2. All
Yeah,
right. Ready? The next MVP from the past 10 years. Shohei Ohtani.
one.
1. Okay. So
Yeah,
right
no,
now
no.
you have Mookie.
Uh,
Or no, you have Shohei, Mookie, Miguel. That's your list so
yes,
far. So you have to fill the 4
yes.
and 5 spot. I don't know if you're going to like this.
Okay, go ahead.
Any year, Mike Trout.
Oh, okay. Oh shoot. Yeah, I probably would have. I probably would have put Trout like third or second.
Gotta put him in
Yeah, I
4
mean
or
four,
5.
obviously.
All
Fourth,
right. He's
fourth.
going 4.
Yeah.
All right. And your final name for the MVP list, Aaron Judge. He's going to be your 5.
Ah. Yeah, that's a good. There's some good choices to choose from. I like
So
this. I
your
like this a
final
lot.
list, if I am correct, your final list: Shohei Ohtani 1, Mookie Betts 2, Miguel Cabrera 3, Mike Trout 4, and Aaron Judge 5. Are you happy
Well,
with that list, Francisco?
ah. So if I could do it all again, if I could do it all again, Nick, I probably would have I would leave Otani at 1 just because to do what he did in 2021, to do what he did last year,
Mhm.
to do what he's doing right now, is just. This has been said a million times, but we haven't seen it since Babe Ruth. He's doing it better than him. He's doing it, uh, you know, longer than him as well. I don't think Babe Ruth did it for more than not. He didn't do it that long. So Otani is truly. I don't think unicorn is really the word for him because he's much more than that. Even um, so Otani, I like my number 1 pick. When you said
Okay.
Otani, I was like, well, that's one of the best seasons I've ever seen in my life. So I'll stick with the Otani number 1. So I like my Otani pick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think you should have moved I think I thought it was a mistake putting Mookie at 2 when you did. And
Why?
that's why I named him third. Did I name him third or second? I named him second, right?
I gotta
So I
look.
named
I
him
gotta look.
second. So I named
Okay,
him
go ahead.
second. That was the point because I wanted to see where you were going to put him and where you were going to save spots. So you moved. I thought that was a mistake going him that high that early, which he had a great season. But with the rest
Yeah,
of
he
the
did.
names I chose,
He
the
had
rest of the names I
I think he
chose,
had like a 11 WAR that year, dude.
it
That's
was
like
ridiculous.
legendary. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
you
like,
are a warrior. You
you know
are a
what? No,
warrior.
I am a warrior. I would put Mookie. I'll still go with it. Like obviously, like you having Trout and Judge in there, I probably wouldn't put Mookie at 2, but I probably would still put him ahead of Miguel Cabrera.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't because you're not a warrior. You're a
No, I probably would have
I don't
put.
know what you're.
I probably would have left Miggy where he was at, but I would have dropped Mookie to like 4 or 5 for sure.
Okay,
But you didn't know what was coming, so how do you know?
I didn't.
So
I didn't.
that's our
So
fun
I
top 5 with a twist.
yeah, but I also I would have put Judge's season last year
Yeah.
was just so insane. I probably would have put him 2 if I had a chance to rearrange.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been Otani, Judge, Trout, Mookie,
Mm-hmm.
Miggy.
All right, I
That's
like
what
it.
my list would have been.
Our
What
blind
would
top
yours have been?
5.
I want to hear you. I want to hear what about you?
Me
What would
for our blind top 5. I didn't know it was coming. So if we went in the order that I named, so I went Miggy first. I'd leave Miggy at 3. Mookie I would have put at 4. Then it was Shohei I would have put at 1. Then I would have put Trout at 2. And then I guess probably Judge at 5. Like if I got it in that order, that's probably how
Yeah,
it
I
went.
just don't think like, dude, Judge hitting 62
Yeah.
and having the type of year, dude, he almost won the Triple Crown too, man. Like people
Yeah,
forget
I
that.
know.
Like, like look at this. My gosh, he led the league in like everything. Led the league in led the majors in runs scored. Still had 177 hits, 62 homers, obviously 131
All great
RBIs. Doesn't
seasons.
matter, but yeah, hey, even
And
60 stolen
Trout
bases.
and Trout and Miggy had multiple MVPs. So it's like, you have to factor that
right?
in too. So it's like,
No, you're right.
and then you're getting them in, and you don't know what order you're getting them in, and you don't know who's
Right.
next. So it's like it's hard. It's difficult.
It is difficult. Yeah, but you got to put Judges higher there, man. Like,
I know.
just look at the numbers. I'll
Well,
tell you, just look at the numbers.
so if I had to go 5 and you just gave me all 5 at once, I'd go Shohei, Trout, Judge, Miggy, Mookie.
Shohei, Trout, Judge, Miggy, Mookie. You're wrong on the Miggy one, but for the rest of it, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. I'm proud
flip
of
flop? If you were given all 5, just
I
those
wear
5 names.
flip flops. I wear slides.
I wear slides too. But
Really?
if you had to, where would you flip?
So if I could slide them around,
if you could slide them around, flip flop them around, we're giving you flip flops. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to wear
yeah,
today.
yeah. Wait, so are you asking me what my order would be?
Yeah, if I just gave you all 5 names at once.
Yeah, that's I just told you. I said
Okay.
Otani, Judge, Trout, Mookie, Miggy.
Okay. The first list I
Yeah.
gave was what if I got them in order that I gave. That was the first list. The one I just gave you was like if I got all 5 at once. Like, all right, here's 5, put them in order.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun.
All
I
right.
like that. I like that.
Right,
I gotta
run it back.
I gotta do this to you though too. I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta give you a list
Next week. Next week
Yes. Oh, I'll give you.
flip flop.
I'll come up with some good stuff. Yeah, we'll flip flop. I mean, no, we're not flip flopping. We're sliding around. I'm not gonna flip flop with anybody. I'll flip flop. Do I look like I flip flop?
Yeah,
Don't
you
say
look like a
it. Don't
flip
say
flop
it.
type of guy. You look
No,
like a
I
flip
don't wear.
flop type of
Yeah,
guy.
when I was like 11. Okay.
I never wore flip flops. Always slides. You know what
Okay.
I go?
Good
I go
for you.
slides and socks. Big slides
I
and
did too.
socks
I did
guy.
too.
Big
I was just
slides and
doing that
socks.
about a couple hours ago. I walked my dog.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Big slide and socks guy. It's very comfortable.
me too. Me too.
Looks a little
Yep,
goofy,
I agree.
but it's the wave. It's the
It's
mood.
the wave. Yeah,
It's the mood. It's the mood.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that was the meat and potatoes. Are you full? You good?
I'm good. I'm done.
You don't need
I
any dessert?
need a nap now. Need a nap.
You need a
Need to
nap?
go.
Well,
Need to
not
go to the
yet. We got
GCL
it.
league. Gotta go to the GCL league. That's where I gotta go. Just kind of relax.
What's the
You didn't
GCL
get
league
that?
again?
You didn't get that?
No,
You didn't get that reference?
no.
It's where our next
The
topic's going.
Oh, right. I'm an idiot. I was like, where have I heard that before? Where have I
FCL
heard
league,
that
whatever.
before?
FCL league, whatever. They've changed the name
It's
like
I think
four
it's the
times.
FCL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Florida Complex League.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on. I just finished it for you. Screw
Yeah,
you.
I
The hell
threw
out
the
of here.
oop and you were like Tobias Harris. You totally missed it. Totally missed the layup.
Look, Tobias could have been an all-star, so I'll take that.
I just
Not this year, but a couple
another
years ago.
sport, another topic for
Right. Another
day.
topic for another day. Another topic for another platform. We don't talk about Tobias Harris here. Tobias, like Doc Rivers said. Anyway, Nick
Continue.
Earnshaw, let's do our wrap up segment. So I don't know for you, Nick, if this came as a surprise. This actually didn't, just because of the type of season he's been having. And I mean, he's just been outright horrific this year. This is supposed to be Alek Manoah, who we're talking about here. This is supposed to be like his big follow-up year to, the year he had last year where he finished third in Cy Young voting, was a horse, was just going 6-7 innings each start, which, in this day and age is very rare. So Manoah, very good year last year, looked like one of the better young pitchers in baseball. Excuse me. One of the better young personalities in baseball too. We saw him mic'd up last year in the All-Star game. Just a really exciting player overall. So he gets optioned to the Florida Complex League, right, Nick?
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that you just get optioned to like AAA or single A or double A, whatever. But he gets optioned to the Florida Complex League. Apparently he's not happy about it. But maybe this guy needs a reality check, Nick. Maybe he got a little too and I can kind of see this. I like Alek Manoah, but maybe he got a little too much of a big head. Maybe he did. He seems like he got that type of personality. That's no shot at him. It's just, it seems like that could be the type of guy he is. So Nick, was this the right move though? I mean, it's been terrible. He's been horrible. I mean, don't even have to really rattle off the numbers. He's been horrible in every single category. I mean, I'll just give you one. It's about a 6.56 ERA, 6.26. Either way, it sucked. So was this the right move for the Blue Jays to send him down to the Sunshine State Complex League?
What I saw, it was the FCL league, golf club. It was the formerly GCL league.
Okay.
I was shocked. I was shocked. I mean, that's like rookie camp, man. The guy was a Cy Young Award finalist last year and an all-star, and he's in a rookie camp. Like, he's in a rookie camp. Like, they're sending him down to. They didn't option him to AAA. They optioned him to. They didn't go to AA. They didn't go to high A. They didn't go to low A. They went even below that. They basically sent him to rookie camp and said, "Hey, go get right. You've been so bad. You definitely shouldn't even be in the minor leagues." Basically, like, wow. Like, that part shocked me a little bit. I get like sending a guy down to clear his head, but the fact they sent him there, like sent him down to Florida and said, "Hey, just get your mind right." It's a lot of issues seemingly going on there. It's got to be partly a mental thing. Pitchers can get in their head sometimes. Jose Alvarado got sent down in the minor leagues last year by the Phillies, right? Comes back up, one of the best relievers in baseball over the past year. He's been hurt a little bit this year, but I digress. the fact they sent him down that to that level shows that there's a lot like mechanically he probably has to work on just to get back in the groove. It's basically sending him to another spring training. Said, hey, get your mind right, man. Get everything back on track here. So that's the part that shocked me. Now that setting him down, that doesn't shock me at all because he's been awful, just awful this
Mm,
year. I mean, in every category, every phase, the guy can't get out of what, like a couple innings. What was his last start against? I believe it was the Astros. He went a third of an inning, 6 runs. Like
yeah.
it's ridiculous. I get it's the Astros, but still, I mean, he's been bad all year doing that type of thing. So listen, didn't shock me they got sent down. What shocked me is how far they sent him down to get his mind right. I guess he'll come back up at some point, and they'll try him again. But
Is
wow,
his career over? His career over?
I don't know if it's over, but my goodness, you got
Nah, nah. Let's not overreact like that. Let's not do that.
yeah, I that it's a pretty big demotion, and if I'm him, I'd be visibly upset too because that's a pretty big deal. That's like you're coming off an injury type thing, like not because you pitched so poorly and your performance has been so bad. That's how big of a demotion it is.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I think, you know what? If that's the best thing for him, I mean, he's just got to take it and, he's just got to say to himself, like, well, this is what the team wants. He's got to say to himself that, well, I've got to, you know, take this and deal with it the best that I can. And if, yeah, it's a big gut punch. It's probably a big blow to your ego, but maybe his ego was, like I said, it was a big part of his issue. So, I mean, again, if you're Manoah, I think that's all you can do is just uh, baseball's a humbling game, man.
Yep.
He came up and he was incredible from the time he came up a couple of years ago until, last year when he was again so good that he finished third in Cy Young voting. So that's all you can do if you're Alek Manoah, Nick. That's all you can do is say baseball is a humbling game. Roy Halladay, I mean, a bit of a different story. Same franchise at one point. But Halladay, one of the worst ERAs ever in the history of baseball, and for a pitcher that went that many starts, blah blah blah. I believe Halladay did get sent down, right? He got sent down and he came back up and was one of the best pitchers of his generation. So um, I think that's what you got to do for your Manoah. You've been probably great at this game all your life, and you've sucked this year, and this is what the team wants you to do to get right. And if anything, your Manoah, show the team that it was not necessarily the wrong move to send him down, but just use it as motivation and take your anger out down there and pitch like the pitcher. Go down there and you say, look, I was one of the best pitchers in baseball last year. The heck are they sending me down here for? I'm just gonna do my thing down here, and I'm gonna come back up and be one of the
Yeah.
best pitchers in baseball again.
It seemed like when they sent him down, John Schneider, the manager of the Jays, it seems like they just kind of want him to get his head right.
Mm-hmm.
I think he implied that they don't want him worrying about like big time competition at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just going down and getting your mind right and working on mechanics. So I listen. I think it's a good idea to just maybe take a step back for a second, focus on the fundamentals, right, and just get back into a little bit of a groove and not worry about this high leverage, high intensity starts that he's going to have to make when he comes back up. So, maybe it's going to be a good thing that they send him down there just to get his head right, focus on his mechanics, focus on the fundamentals, and then come back up when he feels like he's ready. That's all
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah, I agree. So last topic here. I mean, the guy is remember like the first couple weeks of the season, I think we were talking about Luis Arraez and a 400 batting average. I think he was hitting like 500 at this point. Couple of month and a half ago. And here he is, Luis Arraez, after going 2 for 4 last night for the Marlins, is hitting 401. He's hitting 401. I mean, again, it's still June. There's still a lot of time left. There's still all of June, all of July, all of August, all of September. Man, I mean, at this point in the year, you don't see this too often, Nick. Luis Arraez hitting 401 right now. I mean, are you surprised? Are you not surprised? I mean, this guy's from a different era, Nick. I think he's from a different era. You don't see this. So,
Batting
what are your
average
thoughts
king.
on batting average king? Right.
Batting average king, man. You know how much I love batting average and how
Right.
much
You
you
love a
hate batting average.
meaningless stat. Go ahead.
So it's not meaningless whatsoever. But I mean, this year 401, last year 316, 294 the year before that 21 with Minnesota, 321 COVID year, 334 in 19. The guy's hit for average his entire career. So is it shocking? Yes, that he's still batting 400. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. You don't see that at all in today's game anymore. But is it shocking that his batting average, that it's him, like his batting average is high, and that it's him leading the league, batting over 400? No, it doesn't shock me because I mean, there's a history there, right? He's a guy who's going to hit for average. He's going to get on base. He's going to hit, get base hits, and he's a guy that might be able to continue it. Maybe he sticks around. Like, do you think he bats over 350 by the end of the year? Wouldn't shock me. Would not shock me whatsoever if he's a guy who finishes over 350 by the end of the year. I don't think he's going to finish over 400. It's a little crazy. The fact we're into June now and he's at this point, great, man. It's really cool to see because you don't see that much in the game anymore. Guys hitting for average like that. I mean, it's 4 out of 10 times you're getting a base hit. So pretty cool that it's still going at this point.
Yeah, and dude, the next guy's closest, Freddie Freeman, 329, Acuna, 329, Castellanos, 315, Gurriel, 310. Yeah, it's insane, man. We had to mention this just because I mean, hitting 400 at this point in the season, still a pretty incredible feat. I did want to read Sarah Lang's tweet from yesterday. So Arraez 401 batting average is tied for the 9th highest by a qualified hitter in his team's first 62 games since 41, based on current qualification rules. And the last guy, hey, we talked about this guy. Remember Chipper Jones?
Yeah,
I think he was the last one to hit over 350.
yeah.
I believe that was 2008 when he was. So he hit 421 to this point. A comp I wanted to make here, which I thought was important, just because they're literally both 85 for 212 at this point. John Olerud in 1993, he was 85 for 212 at this point, literally 30 years ago now. So I thought, and I think Olerud finished with I want to say a 350. I'm going to pull it up right here, 363 average that year. So again, even different game then. I doubt that Arraez is still going to be hitting 400 by the end of the season. If John Olerud 30 years ago, it was a different game back then, because they still, for some reason, valued batting average to a certain extent. So,
I'm surprised I didn't have to fight for this topic to be on here. I'm surprised I didn't have to fight.
Arraez? No, it's still it's a great
like,
it's great.
Who cares? No, you're just like, it's who cares? It's a meaningless stat,
No, there's still
it's a meaningful stat.
Something to it.
It's a meaningful stat. It'll always be a meaningful stat. And this is a guy who hits for average every year.
Why aren't we talking more about like guys like Juan Soto possibly having? I'm not saying he does right now, but like, what about like on base percentage as far as like Juan Soto goes? I think 500. But you love batting average more
all the time. Yeah, because you're getting 4 out of 10 times you're getting a base hit.
Yeah, it's cool. It's more pleasing to the eye, but it doesn't mean it's a better stat than on base percentage.
I beg to differ.
I don't want to talk about this right now.
Beg to differ. You're gonna need someone to drive in a guy who gets base. The guy who gets on base.
Yeah,
you need someone to drive him in. He's a guy who gets base hits.
Okay, that's batting average of runners in scoring position. That's more important than batting average.
Oh, here we go. It's not important. Batting average is one of the most important stats out there. Point
still?
No doubt.
Why?
Still, yes, it is. Of course, it is.
But what is it telling you besides?
It means you're hitting the baseball.
Yeah, but it's not telling you more than on base percentage is telling you. On base percentage, on base percentage is telling you.
I don't hate on base. On base percentage is right there.
Why don't you like it more than batting average?
Because that means the guy's getting base hits. It means the guy can hit. Guy walks a lot.
But it's more about the point of when you get up to the plate. What is the point of getting up to the plate? when you
You want
get
to
up
get
there?
on
What is
base,
your
or you
job?
want to get base hits. If you're a player's mindset is not to always walk. A player's mindset is to get
I
base
agree.
hits. That's
Well,
the name of the game.
well, the number one job when you get up to the plate is to not get out.
Yes.
And on base
Correct.
percentage is telling me more about a player not getting out than
Batting
batting
average is telling me
averages.
a guy can hit. Batting average is telling me a
But
guy can get base hits. He can drive in runs. Not that he
yeah, but
walks a
you
lot.
got other stats like weighted runs created plus. You've got OPS plus. OPS is still a better stat than oh my gosh. I don't want to go through this right now. We'll have to make this an entire. We'll make this a segment sometime soon, and we'll talk about this. We'll bicker
I know
forever.
we'll bicker because with this, we've already gone 50 minutes, so we could go another 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 on this.
Yes, that's a lot of math there. Okay. All right, Nick. That's gonna do it for us. Luis Arraez, congrats on your 400 batting average. Not gonna say anything more than that.
Great job, Luis.
Yeah, great job. Alek Manoah, go get your head right. Otani, unicorn. Elly De La Cruz, unicorn. Wishing Jacob deGrom a speedy recovery. Nick Earnshaw, this has been episode 15 of The Shift. We're out of here. We'll see y'all next week.